What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing good. Today, we are continuing on with the Valheim speedrun practice. We've not done any speedrun practice in a couple of weeks because last week I was playing DayZ and streaming about game development and stuff, but time to get back to it. The last thing we're really working on was figuring out more kind of budget ways to do the bone mass speedrun setup. So today, I'd like to test that out because the last time we did a practice run, I feel like we're really close to being onto something. So that's basically what we're doing. We can talk more about it as we get closer to it. Yeah, it's basically just trying to do bone mass with less resources. But first things first. I'm trying to put in the print seeds command because it does actually work on this screen. Oh yeah, I should probably address the fact that there's no camera today. We normally stream with a camera, but today I'm not using one, and that is just because I turned it on when I set up the stream and it didn't work, and I don't know what's going on. Okay, I really wanted to stream, and yeah, I turned the camera on. Went to switch the stream on, and oh, there is a forest script there, so that's good to know. Yeah, I just didn't want to spend ages messing around trying to fix the camera, because sometimes it does this thing where if I unplug it back in again, it can take, like, I don't know, it just seems to sometimes not work. And I have to, like, unplug it and plug it back in like a million times. And just messing about with it sometimes delays the stream start time by like an hour or something. So I just wanted to get started. I just realized that didn't have the timer up. What's up, channel number 1? Thanks for the look, bud. Appreciate that, mate. Hope you're doing good. Sorry, we are going to get started on this current run. I just forgot to start my timer. And go. Okay. I didn't launch my timer. So a bit of a scuff start to the stream, but hopefully you guys... Well, first scuff was forgetting to launch the timer, I guess, but now we're sorted with that. Hopefully you guys are cool with not having a camera on the main channel today. Because, yeah, it just didn't work. I don't know. I'm sure it... Hopefully it's not broken or anything. I don't think it will be. It's just being buggy. I just wanted to get into it, you know? I really felt like streaming. And it's so annoying when you do that and then you have some like technical issue preventing you from starting. Like, fuck it. It's no camera. The camera's not going to work. So yeah, we might play out some sort of worse RNG than we ordinarily would today, just in order to actually get to phone mask to test out what we're working on in the last practice stream. What's up, Terrier? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing good, bud. I am, thank you. Is everything up and working with the YouTube stream, by the way? Okay. Pause. That's pretty good. No face equals riot. Yeah. Cameras and stuff are just so annoying when they don't work, honestly. It just seems so dumb. Yup, YouTube seems Gucci, a little behind Twitch. It seems okay. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that, mate. You're a legend. What's up, Cole? Good to see you, bud. YouTube's working fine. Thank you. Wait. Why is my YouTube chat not showing chat? My chat app shows YouTube chat, but not my YouTube. Yeah, whatever. I can read chat, so it's fine. Yeah, you know, a lot of the time, you know, since I've been streaming for like years now, right? If I like went to fire up the stream and the camera just wouldn't work, I would just like sit and obsess over getting it to work. And sometimes that would result in just no stream that day or something if it just took forever to fix. But today, I just really wanted to stream. And it's like, if the camera's... I turned the camera on. Didn't work. Unplugged the cable, plugged it back in. Didn't work. Turned it off, turned it back on. Didn't work. It's like, right, fuck this. I want to stream. No camera. I don't want to waste time. What's up, Alberts? I hear. Yes. That's all right next to me. I didn't even realize. Oh, he jumped over the rock. Didn't think you'd do that. You love my videos? Oh, thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. Means a lot, thank you. Always working on a ton more videos. There's always a million videos in the works on my channel. We're spinning so many plates at once, but I do love it, so wouldn't have it any other way, really. I think we have depth of field on. I've been turning the graphics up recently, and since I got the new PC, depth of field seems like a mistake on a speedrun. Why would we blur anything? Come on, Dia, show yourself. I could maybe just cook some food real quick. Dia aren't showing themselves. Maybe just like look around a little whilst we wait. See if any pop up. Sounds like there's one in this direction. Oh, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, if they're not in the Discord, they might have missed it. A long time ago, set up a different Twitch channel if I just wanted to like randomly stream something, you know, not relevant to what I normally do. And I haven't used it in ages, so I've rebranded it to start streaming game development on it. So if you're interested in learning how to make games and / or interested in watching me make my game and getting, you know, some early sneak peeks at what the game will be like, then you can go follow my other Twitch channel. It's Owlface Games. You can get a link to it if you do !GameDev in the chat. My game is called Earthen Heart. I hope to get a Steam page up for it so people can start wishlisting it and stuff within the next couple of months. Honestly, money is just like a little tight. And I need like $100 or something to get the game up. But we'll get it up there soon so you can wishlist it. I heard another. We did get a trophy there. Yeah, but basically, it's something I've been working on for a while, and you know, it's still very early days in development, but it's basically like, imagine something like Stardew Valley, except you can take control of any villager at any time. And in order to gather resources, you have to send the villager out. Oh, thank you so much, Channel Number 1, for the tier 1 sub. You legend, bud. Thanks for the resub. Appreciate that. 6 months. Nice. Thanks for supporting the content. Keeping the dream alive, bud. It's very nice. Thank you. But yeah, imagine basically if in Stardew Valley you could, you know, play as any villager, but also in order to get resources to work on your farm on the village, you had to sort of send each villager out into an open world and like go and gather it. So like you would, there's like a world map, and you would like click the location of a forest, for example, to send the villager there. And then like, whilst there, you would have to go and chop the tree down and bring the wood back. But if the villager died, it died forever, along with all of the stuff it was carrying. But if it survives, it brings back all of the resources to continue building the village. That's essentially the gist of the game. Yeah, my experience with the game dev community on Twitch so far has been really positive. I mean, so far, I mean, I've streamed game dev a long time ago in the past, and we also randomly streamed doing the Pirate Software Game Jam a couple of months ago or something. But like last week, I did the first game dev stream on my other channel. And we actually got raided by Jackie Codes, which is an awesome game dev content creator. And everyone was really nice who came along from the raid and seemed genuinely interested in what I was doing, which is really cool. Yeah, I used to have an alt channel just for like, just randomly playing games with my friends or something. And I recently rebranded it last week to be about game development. So I'm going to stream the development of my game or doing random game jams on that Twitch channel, because I did, like I said, I streamed doing a game jam and stuff on this channel. And whilst there's lots of people in our community that were very passionate about it, that said they really enjoyed it, you know, ultimately most people were not interested. And so rather than sort of trash my main channel in the algorithm, I just created another channel for it. I'll probably create, I'm going to definitely create another YouTube channel as well eventually, because I will start posting like random updates about my game and stuff. Maybe a few opinion guides and stuff like that about game dev. What's up, Poseidon? Good evening. Thanks for stopping by, bud. Hope you're doing good. So anyway, when it comes to the Valheim runs, oh yeah, I forget if I said, if you want to follow my channel where I'll be streaming game development and doing random game jams and stuff and showing my game, do exclamation game dev in the chat. You can get a link to it. I think I did also put it in the YouTube description, I think. I swear I've actually, it's all right. I'm going to explain what I'm doing today on the stream again in just a moment. But, you know, when I stream, right, I have 2 chat windows. Well, technically 3. I have the one actually from Twitch up and the one actually from YouTube up on my right monitor. And then on my left, oh no, we're getting a really scuffed spawn. That's such bullshit. In my left monitor, that is such bullshit. I have a chat app that just combines both. So no matter where I look, I can see chat basically. And I think on the window where I usually have the YouTube chat, I think I've actually pulled the chat up from my old stream somehow. I can still see YouTube chat. What's up, Evan? Thanks for stopping by. But only on my left screen. So pretty funny. This kind of thing is just like really bad luck ultimately. If Eekbeer decides to spawn in a tree, there's not really much you can do about that. But anyway, as far as today's stream goes, we're practicing the speedrun again, but on the last practice run, I ended up experimenting a little with some bone mass strats just to try and do bone mass with very little mats, because it's quite common to actually be short of mats when you get to bone mass, and sometimes you end up sort of like waiting to gather the mats when you could do the boss sooner. And I think I've figured out some like a way to do it with very little stuff, and it seemed to work pretty good when we're testing it out. So today I want to at least get as far as bone mass so we can test that out further. So I'm probably not going to... I'm going to try not to reset unless something really, really bad happens so we can test that out some more. Is the Bog Witch rare? No, not really. So all the traders... I suppose it depends what you mean by rare. She's just as rare as all the other traders. So Hilda, Haldor, and the Bog Witch all have 10 possible spawn locations. And they're sort of scattered randomly across the world pretty evenly. And the way it works is once you get within the radius of one of the spawns, that becomes your active spawn, and it sort of like deletes all of the other spawns once you've gotten close to one of them. So it doesn't really matter what trader you're looking for. The best thing to do generally is to just pick a direction and just stick to that direction and keep going in it until you've gotten to the edge of the world and see if you find a trader. And if you don't, teleport back to the middle, pick a different direction. I'll go in that one. And I would recommend doing it like north, south, east, west. And then you can just like rotate that search by 45 degrees. And if you do that, it's 100% guarantee you'll find every trader. But it will work better than just sort of randomly meandering around in general. Sounds like I've got some bees there. I was looking for chests, really. Yeah, purely because the bosses are generally pretty spread out. So I would say the Bog Witch isn't rare. But you'll have just as much trouble finding her as you will any other trader. Alright, so I came here because when we're using the Valkyrie at the start, we pinged a burial chamber with print seeds. I can see there's one pretty close here, but I can't find it yet. Oops. One of them starred for sure, isn't it? Oh, no. There it is. We can get these to fight each other a little bit. Okay, I didn't hear the sound I normally wait for the cue. Oh my god, it's a ghost. I thought there was no one. So this is the kind of scenario that is like pretty unlucky when doing dungeons, particularly in the speedrun, where you actually get a spawner that is completely open, basically. It's not got a door in front of it. Makes it a little harder to juggle, let's say. multiple enemies. I'm actually just going to go straight for the spawner. Because if you clear out every enemy near a spawner, it can just cause another enemy to spawn in. Ooh, nice. Okay. Did you learn yourself that you can trap deers with cooking station? Honestly, been doing it for so long, I don't fully remember. Is that something that's been a thing since the beginning of Valheim speedrunning? So it's like 3 years ago now. I think Archie might be the person that I first saw do that. I'm gonna look just a little bit longer. Just for a few bones, maybe. Let's just leave. Okay, this is good. Ooh. Of course. Right, let's just start heading south, I guess. There's a lot of barrel chambers around here. I think I might use this. What's up, Rainer? I am doing well. Hope you're doing well also. Thanks for stopping by. Whilst it looks pretty quiet, I don't know. Fuck it, let's just keep going. I was thinking about doing another cooking sesh or something. We can wait. We should get the most out of Eikthyr whilst we've got it active. We should also collect a little more wood and stuff, actually. We do want bones, so we can level up our club. Cool. We got turned around there. Zoom out on the mini map so it doesn't happen, hopefully. More boar, that's good. Definitely gonna do a little bit of crafting before we leave this island. good. We actually haven't had a chance to gather any flint yet. But it's actually kind of a good thing that we've had so little water. I wish the base game gave you a way to increase the brightness. It's so difficult to see at night. Yeah, I've regularly thought that it makes sense for them to just build it into the game brightness option. I'm not sure why not. You know what I mean? Okay. I guess we follow this along a little. You use a mod for it. That's interesting. I mean, my monitor has like a setting. What's it called? It's called like dark stabilizer. It's like a lot of gaming monitors have. That really helps. I used to as well increase the brightness and saturation and stuff in my NVIDIA control panel settings, which is something that you can always do, but I actually stopped doing it because I primarily did that for chat to make it brighter on stream. But over time, I started to feel like I don't like it just was sort of ruining the quality of all of the bright areas, which is like most of the run. It's like a bit of a trade-off, really. I was like, nah, I don't think it's really worth it. I'm going to hold off on making other stuff except for this. Okay. I am actually on the test branch today, and I thought about switching it back to the regular branch, but I figured it could be kind of interesting to see if we find the bog witch or not during a run. What's up, C-Wage? Thanks for stopping by, mate. Hope you're doing good. Oh, well, we started to... I know. It's still worth running. I really felt like streaming today, so we'll see. Like, I may even stream something else after streaming Valheim. See how I feel. If I have the energy, or how long we go with Valheim. We are getting so lucky right now. Honestly, if we could, gonna be staying on land much longer, it's really gonna be worth actually getting a little bit of a rested for once and cooking some more food. Why is this? I don't know. Not, it's not close enough. It's so scuffed because the thing is in the way. But oh my god, dude. Whatever, bro. We actually don't need that, do we? Okay. I'll just take one for the team and just chill a bit. I'm primarily doing this for a tiny bit of speed increase. If we're getting this good RNG, so it's not faster to stop and get rested like I have to say every single stream when I don't get rested. It is not, because you're basically, you're not, most people aren't factoring in the amount of time it takes to stop and get rested. It only saves. I did all the testing and measurements to it once, and you have to run pretty far before you're sort of actually getting an advantage for the amount of time it takes to get the rested buff. But if you are just going to be doing shift W in basically a straight line for a long enough period of time, then it is a little faster. And it looks like we might be getting lucky enough to that to be the case right now. So I'm going to roll the dice and just get that rested to see if it's worth it. What's up, Cinnamon? Yeah, I'm speedrunning. What's up, Salvazar? I am doing well, thanks, bud. Hope you're doing good as well, dude. You know what? You guys, our community is so well behaved. It's incredible. I'm amazed people have not been spamming chat asking about why there's no camera. But I'll just volunteer the information just in case anyone is wondering. When I started the stream today, I turned the camera on and it didn't work on stream. The camera works, it just didn't show up. And I'm sure it's fine, but usually when it does that, I end up spending like an hour just messing around, turning the camera on and off and unplugging things, plugging them back in again. And I was just like, fuck it. I just want to get live. I want to stream. I can't be bothered with all of this nonsense. Just go live. The camera's not working. Because, you know, the amount of times I've gone to start the stream over the years and there's been some technical issue. And I've ended up just spending the entire day fixing the technical issue instead of actually streaming. I was like, if it's just the camera, we can live without it. What's the stream about, Little Scuff? True. I'm glad you just went live. Camera be down. Yeah. Me too. I just wanted to stream, you know. It's like... It's just annoying. I was like, oh... I want to, like... I want to stream right now. I'm not going to not do it because of the camera. Because I have this thing, I've spoke about it a lot over the last several months, but I'm trying out this new approach as someone that likes always spinning a lot of plates, you know, always has a lot of creative projects on the go. Finding a good way to like get everything done is sometimes tricky. I hear it. Ancient seed. I don't see it. Maybe it's back this way. But anyway, I'm trying this thing where I just have a list of things I have to get done each week. But it doesn't really matter what day or time any of it gets done, as long as it gets done. And so like each day, well, the way it typically works is like on a Monday, I'll wake up and just see how I feel, basically. See whatever I feel like doing most of the time. Sometimes the stuff from the previous week that makes me decide, that has an impact on what I choose to do. But generally, I like wake up on a Monday and just do what I want to do that day. And I check that off the list. And as the week goes along, I sort of continue to do that in a way. But obviously, as I'm checking stuff off the list, there's like a fewer and fewer things left to do. And so it gets to the point where, you know, come to Saturday and Sunday, there's like, you know, only a couple of things left. And this week I've done everything I set out to do, except for stream for 2 days and then 2 nights of game dev and 2 workouts. So I know that today and tomorrow I need to work out, do a stream, and I can't find this seed, man. I'm gonna keep going, I think, and I'll work on my game in the evening. I hear it again. I'm on my 18th hour without playing Valheim. I'm very happy he chose to stream instead of troubleshoot. That's funny. Fluffy's getting withdrawals. He needs that Valheim input. Are you going to do more community streams? Oh, yeah. When we play with a community? Yeah, definitely. I've always done stuff like that over the years. I just kind of like to do them pretty sparingly to keep it feeling special, because I find if you do stuff like mega regularly, eventually just like no one shows up. But yeah, we're definitely going to be doing more stuff, and we'll probably try and do stuff. Oh. Uh-oh. No! We got still locked. We'll probably try and do it a little bit more often. Honestly, this is a really bad death because I don't have any beds. But we got so lucky with this seed that I think I'm just going to play it out. We've not even started crossing an ocean yet. But yeah, I'm trying to, at the minute, I'm in a little bit, I don't know how to really explain it. I'm in a phase right now where I'm trying to sort of like add more variety to my life in general, I guess. So, you know, I'm streaming more often than I was in the past. I'm obviously working on my game, even if it's just for like 10 minutes, honestly. Working it at least a little bit each day. You know, I'm spending at least 3 days a week. Well, 2-3 days a week on videos, 2 to 3 days a week on streams. And when it comes to the content, it's like I'm trying to give more of a consistent stream of Valheim content for you guys, which is why I've been doing a little bit more news than I normally would. And because we're doing more streams, you know, I'd like to add a little bit more variety to the streams, maybe speedrunning some other games. And we streamed some DayZ on Twitch, for example, the other day. So I'm trying to be more consistent, but at the same time, add a little bit of variety. In the long run, there may come a time where I basically, we can talk about it because there's no reason to not share my thought process with you guys, but I'm always like balancing in my head when it comes to my vision for my YouTube channel. I'm always kind of balancing like what is fun for me to do, like that I enjoy, what I enjoy doing, with what, you know, provides consistent growth and viewership, and also balancing like what it ultimately is my creative vision. So I'm always balancing those few things. And like the way that I've thought about it all for the longest time is that basically the big crazy creative stuff, like the crazy challenges and stuff like that I do, the crazy challenge videos, that's more the creative vision, which a lot of the time is also lines up with what is also fun for me to do. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just a grind. But the way I've always thought about it is like those videos are sort of like the big tentpole things that are gonna be like probably what the channel is known for or thought about as, just by them being more kind of epic projects. And the guides are more just like keeping us in YouTube search. And the speedruns are just like something that allow me to do regular content. That's like repeatable. That's also fun. And so I've always done those three things, and it's worked for me really good, like both in terms of enjoyment and for the good of the channel. But sometimes I not even sometimes, like I'm essentially constantly evaluating in my head whether or not it would be better to just 100% focus on the big crazy projects. And the only reason I don't is because of how hard they are to make and how long it takes to make them. It would just be like everyone would be starved of content until the next one comes out. And I may even go broke in between each video. Well, I do regularly think like, at the end of the day, if that's like the main focus on my YouTube channel, if that's all I did, I would get better at doing it and hypothetically be able to put them out more and more regularly. And still stream occasionally. But yeah, it's always like a dilemma because the thing is, like, I like how we do things now, and it works for me, but I just worry about, like, the channel having less of a sense of identity or, like, being less unique. Because when I see other people's channels and it's just, like, just news, it's, like, not necessarily something I'm, like, mega passionate about. But I like the way we do it right now with, like, a bit of everything. It's just, I don't know if I'm living up to my best potential as a YouTuber doing that. Because all of the, like, basically all of my favorite YouTube channels, most of them have essentially one type of content they stick to, right? And currently, we're a little bit of a mixed bag. But I tend to just be like, whatever. Like, I experiment with different things and then go back to what worked, or, you know what I mean? Slightly tweak things over time and just get better and try something dramatic. Try something safe. Just mix it up. This just the process of being a content creator. Like I'm in a bit of a weird different spot to a lot of people, a lot of content creators at my size, because most people, oh, this is really bad. Most people that are the size of, like, of my whatever size audience, they're just doing it as a hobby still, or in their spare time. Like, they're not trying to do it for a living. I do actually live off what I earn as a content creator, and it is not a lot of money. So it's a much bigger deal for me to fucking just to, you know, end up not earning any money for a month or something because I was just focused on one thing. And it's not like, if it was all about the money, I wouldn't do any of this shit. You know, I still ultimately refuse to sort of like sell out, and I just still do things what I'm passionate about. But I do feel like I am in a totally different scenario than most YouTubers at this level. In that, you know, experiment with something that just gets the channel like no views for a month or two, or very little views, let's say, which I have done before. You know, it does fuck me in my personal life. And I have to borrow money or, you know, whatever. Okay, we're still honestly making pretty good time, which I thought we would be. Let's cook some food or something. Or maybe I should have put this a bit closer. It's not going to matter, is it, with these grey dwarves around? So many mobs around. Seeing a swamp this early is pretty lucky as well. What the fuck is... I guess it's just all of the wood. That's making things a little heavy. We do have more cores than usual as well. Well, that's a good thing. I normally like to have about 25 stone. Before the elder. I thought I just heard an ancient seed. But yeah, we'll be streaming tomorrow anyway. So guys, probably a repeat of what we do today, but we might change our mind and mix it up. Any tips for beating Modder? She's the first boss giving me a struggle. Yeah, focus on fighting her when she's on the ground. When she's in the air, just focus on, keep your eyes in the air first of all, and just make sure you're always running away from the projectiles as they're coming down. She'll always eventually land. And when she lands, honestly, the simplest and easiest way to deal with it is just to get like a load of like poison arrows or something. And are you kidding me? Oh, not this shit again. Here we go. And basically just rain down poison arrows or obsidian arrows. When she's chilling on the ground. And just focus on staying alive the rest of the time. Because the way to the actual most effective way to kill her like faster, if you're going to be more aggro about it, is to straight up just walk up to her and just melee her and just learn to dodge roll her melee attacks, because they're really easy. And you could even dodge roll her freeze attack when she, you know, spews it out her mouth or whatever. But that is a little trickier. But she's basically completely open and defenseless. When she's on the ground, she'll just sit there and take your arrows and not do anything about it. She's kind of dumb like that. And if you still end up being really struggling, I'd maybe just like watch one of my speedrun guides and see how we do Modder in the speedrun, because it's really easy to kill all that like that. If you do, I think it's exclamation strats in the chat, you'll get a link to a video that shows every speedrun strat. Of course, we're just inundated with mobs. So ridiculous. Pretty on the gear to deal with this amount of mobs. Happy weekend, stoked for the Bug Witch update. Hell yeah. Happy weekend, Atomic. This is really fucked right now. We need a really good place where we can put a fast bed. There just isn't any. Maybe this will work. We're dead, basically. Okay. Let's, yeah, we're just gonna have to go for it. It's gonna be pretty scuffed, but scuff is the name of the game today, apparently. I'm gonna go and grab some rocks and stuff. I think I'm just gonna make a hammer now. And just grab a few extra stone. So we used our hammer a lot there. Yeah, I thought about doing some speedrun practice of some Resident Evil or something, because obviously I haven't run Resident Evil in a long time, but I do run some of the old Resident Evil games, and it seems like perfect for Halloween coming up. Then I realized I'm not sure if I'm even set up to do that. On this PC. So should probably look into that. So I'm gonna combine Corpse Run and Eat There here to get the big stamina buff. So it will help me run around the Elder. What? It's fucked. One of the fires is just inexplicably not lit. It just wouldn't let me get to that other fire, unfortunately. But because it's on a nice flat space, hopefully we can keep this up. We're only really getting one fire's worth of damage. I'm trying to steer him a little bit onto the other fire, but... Oh, shit. Let me GG now. Okay. Still have quite a lot of wood. Oh, shit. You want him to be able to see us so he kind of stays where he is to do his ranged attack. So it'll keep him on the fire that we've got him trapped on at the minute. Honestly, considering there was a little bit of weirdness that didn't go super well there, that was actually a really, really good elder fight. GG. Yeah, that went better than I thought it would. Let's head to that swamp that we saw. Let's see what we can find. You gonna laugh if I run across the witch on my first practice run? It would be funny. Honestly, one of the reasons why I didn't revert back to the live branch is just because I thought it'd be so funny if we do find the bog witch on a run. We really need wood right now. It's one thing about having a really good elder fight is that you don't really recoup wood from it. Could be worth using this troll. Because... Oh, what are you doing, troll? Are you drunk, bro? Okay, dude. I was gonna say we could use him to get some ancient bark. Anyway, if he's drunk, I'll let him be drunk. Whoops. Sunken crypt. Is that what I see there? No, it isn't. So it's good that we know there's crypts, though. This could get very scuffed. Can't believe they still fucking broke this shit. Okay, I'm dead. It's really not good. Gotta be careful with our line of sight here. We've got 4 core wood out of that. And 1 fine wood. I don't know if I can open this without getting archered. I think I can just about. Pretty close. I guess we just kill this guy. One withered bone already is kind of nice. And then we just do this. This is the first time in a really long time that I've done any speedruns without a camera. And I always forget how I feel like I just play better. Generally, if I ever stream like a competitive multiplayer game, I don't use a camera because I just feel like a camera just feels like another set of eyes looking at you in the room. So it's like a little distracting almost. It's so weird because you can stream to a ton of people on Twitch and it just like not affect me, but having a camera on feels like this, just like your boss looking over your shoulder or something. So whenever I do like a competitive FPS where I feel like you just need to you know, be on maximum alert the entire time, then I typically don't use a camera. But with speedrunning, I feel like it doesn't matter as much. But I still definitely feel like I'll play better without a camera. Oh shit. Why are we getting this mob RNG? What is your problem, game? Can he see me from over there? If I jump up, maybe it'll be fine. Oops. If we find enough leather, we can make a bow and arrow. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Pepe Smoke and Danny, thank you. Also, we got no archers in here, so that's nice. Oh. There's a guy just on my head randomly. Yeah. This three mobs is kind of weird. So maybe, do we only have the one crypt? Because that's a little effed. I'm just trying to think like how the best way to play this. Wait, is that another one? No, it's not. Best thing that could happen is to find another crypt, honestly. Or we get bone mass from this and just move on to a different swamp anyway. Ooh, do I see a slight red glow there? Maybe not. Could be wishful thinking. No. Well, the best thing that we could do is find some leather right now. We could play for level 2 club and say, oh my god, look at these boar. I was literally gonna say we just head into this meadows and try and find a boar. We'll find some boar. And the other thing we could do is just play for level 2 club instead of level 3, but see, it's better if we don't do that. There's a couple more for... I mean... honestly, 2 more leather isn't too unusual to... get out of a scrap pile. Did I see a boar then? Yep. Is this a boar stone? Because I was thinking if it is, the boar could be nearby. Okay, dude. Perfect. Don't really have the wood for this. Well, we do not have the wood for this. We're in the right place for that problem. Dude, please. Oh, we still don't quite have the bones either, but we might be able to get the boat. Oh my god, he stuck up on us, motherfucker. These guys not gonna fight each other, eh? Nothing like watching your favorite YouTuber play your favorite game. Oh, hell yeah. Appreciate that. It's really nice of you to say, Evan. Nothing like having the most wholesome chat. I'm going to mark this, I think. And just real quick, maybe see if we can aggro a skelly or something like that. What's that? Or are we just gonna have to go for level 2? Club strats. I think we should. I think we've wasted too much time already. We need wood. Be way better to go for level 3 club, but not if we end up wasting time. So it defeats the whole point. What do we not want here? Pretty much nothing. We want to keep basically everything. Oh shit. No, I built the wrong thing. I clicked the wrong... I was meant to make this. But we still can. But we just wasted some leather. Which honestly isn't too bad. It would have been worth if I made the spear first and did it the other way around. That would have really been the problem. Wait, did I not make a level 3 hammer? I thought I did. Oh no, I made a level 3 axe. Right, a little bit scuffed. But it is what it is. We're gonna be fine now though. So it's all good. In fact, considering we're by a swamp and it's nighttime, we should probably do a sleep just so we don't lose a bed to a wraith or something like that, which would be really bad. Do I just hear us? Oh, it's there. Dude. Bro! Right, fuck sleeping. I don't want to fuck sleeping though. Mark!
Happy Saturday, Grin.
Happy Saturday. Thanks so much for the $15 super chat. You legend, bud. I think I'm going to have to just YOLO without skipping the night because this is a starred Droger as well. Thank you so much for supporting the content and keeping the dream alive, bud. I really appreciate that. Thank you. probably should have marked that other crypt, but it is what it is. Is anyone in chat excited about any other games besides Valheim right now? Playing any old games or excited for any games coming out? I played a little bit of the new DayZ expansion on stream the other day and was liking that. You got addicted to Satisfactory after the update. Gonna pick it back up soon. Nice. Yeah, I thought about that myself. You just finished up the latest No Man's Sky expansion. That's cool. I played that game for like 50 hours or something when it came out. I liked it and just never went back to it. And I hear it's way better now. Well, I have gone back to it. We co-op with friends a little bit here and there, but never for more than a few hours. There's just one game. True. I know a game that's a bit like this one called The Long Dark. I think I played that a bit actually. Let's try the other direction first. Might be better to use this. Canary started a vanilla single player run yesterday and built a Fenris coat on day 5. She's crazy. That's awesome. This crypt, we've gone all in on this crypt because it's the only thing we really have around and it's looking garbage. Does not fill me with joy. Plus, if there's a spawner in that next room, it's going to be very annoying. Where are you going, dude? Okay. Finding with the bones though, so it's not a total loss. Went up to the first cave in a rag tunic. That's awesome. Feels like I've collected way more than 3 with the bones. Oh my god, there's 3 blobs there. That is super annoying. I'm just gonna arrow them, I think. Did you see that? See how that blob dodged me? How about this, chat? If you're not playing a bunch of other games right now, other than Valheim, what's one of your favorite games? It doesn't have to be your most favorite. What's one of your other favorite games other than Valheim? Foggy!
Yeah, boy, let's go.
Mike, thank you so much for the £20 super chat. Very generous. Thank you so much, bud. Thank you for supporting the content and keeping the dream alive. Hope you're having a good day, buddy. Bannerlord 2. Nice. That's interesting. It's cool. Stardew Valley. Very cool. Very fun game to play, especially in sandbox mode. Awesome. Yeah, I've only seen a little bit of that game, but it seems very cool. Stardew Valley is just so good. I have to say, like, I was really late to the party with Stardew, and I have put quite a few hours in, but all I do is really like start a new save every time, and because I always forget what I was doing. But I love it so much. The vibes are immaculate. Also, Civilization. Always feel myself coming back. Hell yeah. Classic. Besides Valheim, I like No Man's Sky, Lethal Company, Palia, The Long Drive. Oh, that's cool. I was playing Palia for a bit. Timberborn, nice. I have a serious Vampire Survivors problem. You know, it's funny, one of my best friend, who I might actually be moving in with if we continue to do. Well, the channel I need to earn a little bit more money, but hopefully be moving in with him soon. Anyway, he was like massively addicted to Vampire Survivors. Watching you try the Long Drive would be fun. It's a Long Drive, that game that came out pretty recently, where it like starts with you in a car, and it's like about a guy that just like buys a farm or something. It's first person. Or is that a different game? Similar to that, but no. Like, I've definitely seen this Long Drive game. I just don't remember which one it is. It came out a few years ago. What's the gist of the long drive? What's up, Astro Panda? We're just working on some Valheim speedrun stuff at the minute. Trying to find the bone mass right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds cool. Whoa! Holy archers. Did we seriously just get a room with 3 archers in it? Fucking hell. That is the worst RNG ever. The long drive is basically a procedurally generated road. You have crappy cars in the mid-20th century, mostly Eastern European cars. It sounds really cool. Let's add that to my wish list or something, so I remember it. What's up, Andrew? Thanks for the look, bud. Appreciate that. I hope you're doing good, man. Multiplayer is still very janky, but the game as a whole is janky. Is that? It sounds cool, though. That's like a cool idea. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Why are we just getting archers everywhere? From your previous question, the yearly modded Skyrim playthrough is always fun. Yeah, it's a classic. I've thought about streaming some Elder Scrolls. I've actually thought about streaming Oblivion because I just love it so much. We could try and do like just a super funny stream with Oblivion where we just like try and murder every NPC or something. A long time ago, I really wanted to learn to speedrun Oblivion. But then I saw how insane the speedrun is. I was like, could take a while. I don't know what our prospects are of getting our stuff back here. Oh god, we're literally stuck in the mid-air animation. It's the 2 archers about to pull the trigger. This is going to be extra scuffed. Okay, game. Didn't realize that we auto collected something. It just died because of auto collect. I deactivated auto collect when I got in the crypt, but I didn't realize I'd already auto collected. All right, I might reset if this is gonna be cringe. Let's try it one more time. To be fair, this is a pretty good attempt, even with being sent back to the middle. It was still really good pace. But the crypt doesn't give us a bone mass location anyway. And most runs where you don't find bone mass from your first swamp are bad. Could ultra mod Oblivion with Wobberjack mod list. I did that with Skyrim. Yeah, we could do that too. Yeah, we probably should just try it. I mean, there's a ton of Elder Scrolls fans in our community, right? I'm sure if we just figure out a entertaining enough premise, people would like the streams. Fuck it. Let's reset. There was one that I couldn't see that had already pulled its bow back. Yeah. Pretty bad RNG with archers there. This is one of the things that's like good about practicing instead of just like trying to play out every run is if you're always focused on playing out every run instead of like trying to play as many seeds as possible, you're gonna fall into patterns of trying to play all the different seeds that you get this essentially the same way as each other, whereas really you need to learn to be super flexible. And I feel like in the world of Valheim speedrunning, that is my strength generally, but I would like to get a lot better at it. What's up, Rhonda? How do you feel about another Minecraft speedrun the shit show? Yeah, I definitely want to do that as well. I mean, Minecraft and Oblivion are like two of my favorite games of all time. Any of my favorite games, I would love to learn to speedrun so we can stream doing it. It's just sometimes it's easier said than done. Learning a speedrun sometimes is not that bad. Usually does require quite a bit of time though. And sometimes, depending on the game, it can require insane amounts of time and practice. And I'm pretty busy, but you know, like if it's something I enjoy doing, then it's something that I can do in my downtime. In the past, when I've learned to speedrun other games, it's just like something I've done while relaxing because I just enjoyed it so much. Which usually ends up involving playing whatever game it is every night. I don't remember what information we got from that, but I think it was basically nothing much. Where's the other piece of wood? Don't need gut feelings about whether or not the bog witch will impact the speedruns anyway. Yeah, I do. My gut feeling is telling me that it won't. Which it probably won't. What? You know, not. I don't know. How to even say the thought in my head right now. Ultimately, the Valheim speedrun is still so unoptimized that like it's hypothetically conceivable that somebody could go for more trader related stuff in a run that could still be record. But I just, you know, I don't try to think too much about what other people are doing. I just try to focus on trying to figure out what is actually most optimal in a way that I enjoy doing. And yeah, if you haven't taken that approach, like my approach, I don't see why you would ever go for a trader. That was a brain fart. Clicked the wrong thing. Really not worth going for the big boy. Comparisons to Death of Joy. True. I do enjoy your PUBG ranked streams too. Yeah, I would like to actually... you know what? I've been thinking about getting back into PUBG again recently. I was thinking about... I haven't... You know, the reality is I legit haven't really played PUBG much at all since the last time I was streaming ranked PUBG. I do regularly fall out of favor with it. I mean, obviously, the last time I got really into it again, I ended up getting some work doing some esports casting and stuff just by still being friends with people in the community. And that was a lot of fun. But yeah, like I did sort of like end up falling out with the game again, just because PUBG is one of those games. Like I'm thinking about diving back in again soon and grinding some ranked with people if I can find like people that will actually hit me up for ranked games, because obviously I don't want to do it with randoms. But the thing that always ends up getting to me with PUBG is just after all these years, the game still has so much potential to be like the best FPS ever made that the developers are constantly squandering and just doing dumb shit with the game. Like, and it's crazy. that is like same shit, different toilet after all these years. PUBG, if you've never played it, I mean, I think it's free to play now even, right? If you've ever liked any kind of shooter, like I highly recommend giving it a go. Even if you're somebody that you've like always hated the idea of battle royales, it really is totally like it's a different experience to any other battle royale. And I've got more hours in that game than any other game. But I almost always end up just getting genuinely angry at it if I grind it for long enough. And then the developers will do an update that is so dumb, it just pisses me off and I just uninstall it. But I'm still friends with lots of people that play. And, you know, playing any game with your friends is good, isn't it? One of the things, I don't know if you guys have any similar views with other games, but one of the things that drives me crazy with PUBG is like the first map they released is so good. And it is by far the best map in the game. And it's like every time they make a map, it either just gets worse and worse, or sometimes they're a little better. But ultimately, I still feel personally that they're all garbage except for RNGsus. And the more maps they add, the fact that it's just randomly selected what map you get, I just feel like it turns into a slot machine of waiting for the good bit. And like, you can play an entire day and basically not get the good map. And I really do feel like sometimes the experience on the other maps is so much worse. But anyway, I'll definitely say Iron Gate, they do it. One of the reasons, like, look, I was attempting to be a PUBG content creator and a competitive PUBG player before Valheim came out. And I largely abandoned it because I was disgusted with how the developers have handled the game. And one of the reasons why I'm still here playing Valheim, still making content about it and enjoying the process and enjoying the community, is how good Iron Gate have handled Valheim compared, and also how good the Valheim community is. There's definitely always things any developer can do better. But in general, Iron Gate are doing a bang-up job. And even though I was there with PUBG since the very early days, grinding all the time and made a lot of friends grinding that game, I still... And like, I even had some clips be shared by PUBG Corp themselves and get quite a lot of views for things like, you know, I got the first ever ranked one-man squad win, for example. Despite any of that, despite, you know, I never claimed to be super good at the game or anything, but definitely placed pretty good in some of the open regional qualifiers for PCS and stuff, and did pretty good in some tournaments. I never felt like the community had any respect for me whatsoever. It's still, as someone that streamed PUBG, just felt like most of the community hate you because it's this like super aggro, hyper competitive scenario where everyone thinks everyone is shit and that they're a god gamer. And don't even get me started on the existence of PUBG report. It's something that should just be deleted. It was like, it basically just enables psychological torture and decreasing people's mental well-being. Because as a PUBG streamer that was like a small streamer, so much of of the time when you're streaming, you've just got people coming into the chat and just being super toxic because you killed them and they found you on PUBG Report. For anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, PUBG Report is a website that if you killed someone or they killed you or anyone in your team and the person was streaming, it links you to the point in the stream where it happened so they can find you. And it leads to stream sniping. It leads to, you know, toxic people in the chat. This is horrible. But it's unfortunate because the game, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's an amazing game. It is. But the ultimate thing is just that it has the potential to be like the best FPS game ever. I firmly believe that. And it's still not living up to it because the developers have mismanaged it. But that potential is still there and it's clear when you play it. There's something special about it. But it's just a little off. Not quite right. A little scuffed, a little jank. Don't mind the snow map. But still not as good as the original map. Yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, Weekendy's. It's all right. This is the problem, though, right? The standard is so low. You just find yourself being like, yeah, you know, it's pretty good. But no, yeah, I know what you mean. Just imagine if they use the resources they put into the maps and put it into actual good content. Yeah. It's like one of the most played games on Steam to this day and one of the most successful video games of all time. It's like they totally have the resources to do it all right. And it's just very frustrating. And when Valheim came out, I was like, I tried the game off stream and really enjoyed it. And I was live with PUBG. And like in the same day, I like died to a hacker, died because of a bug, got stuck in an area of a map that's been broken for like years. Like basically back to back to back to back. in multiple games in a row. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck this. I'm playing Valheim. And now, here we are 3 years later. It is very immature behavior. Bit off topic, but you got pretty lucky with those deer trophies. True. It usually takes me a few to get to. Yeah, we did get pretty good RNG. I really don't like spreading negativity about anything just sort of haphazardly. But at the same time, certain things just have to be said, I feel. PUBG Corp, definitely. They frankly seem like scum from some of the stuff I've heard. Like, there was some stuff going around on social media where they'd like somebody had leaked conversations they were having about content creators. And I can't remember the exact things that was being said, but I remember it being pretty scummy. Anyway, let's move on from that. I believe that you can get your follow wage just by hovering over your Twitch username now. Chrome. Twitch added it, and there's a native feature. Need a lot more wood. There's Black Forest over there. It's funny, actually. One of the things that the thoughts I've had in the past when I've randomly gotten back into PUBG is like, it is a game that does fit the whole like challenge thing pretty good, because there's still like pretty crazy shit you can do in the game that people like, even the pros, kind of like don't do. Or at least they do it very rarely. Because when I was grinding like one-man squads and stuff, I noticed I just started doing ranked one-man squads. You could obviously try and grind to get like PUBG Master or something like solo. Which is, you know, would definitely be a grind. And I know of at least one person that's done that, but to my knowledge, they actually are a cheater. At least that's what I've heard. But even if not, it's just like one person that I can think of. And even if it's like 5 guys, it's like still no one doing it really. In the context of like a player base of millions of people. But yeah, probably, I don't know if I ever would do that. Oh, I never checked. Did the announcement go off in the Discord for being live? Yeah, it did. One of the other things about doing FPS content, and one of the other reasons that I stopped, that we're not talked about, is regardless of the game and the community around any FPS, I do feel like playing a lot of FPS games legitimately made me a worse human being. Like, I feel like it just made me very angry. Like, grinding a game like that super hard basically every day, I don't know, like, I feel like it really did something to my nerve and my patience, and I feel like it just made me such an angry person, which I would say that an angrier person is a worse person, because it's pretty bad trait. And that's just like not me at all, really. I'm pretty chill, but I just felt myself get so short-tempered. And I saw the same thing happening to all of my friends that play the game a lot as well. But to be clear, I'm talking about playing like a lot, like every day for hours. For sure, you know, I still casually play the occasional FPS game, and it just isn't like that. If you're just like dipping your toe in for fun from time to time, it is just fun. But I don't know, there's something about it. I think you can do too much of that kind of competitive thing. So I probably never would dive back into something like that on that level. Although, you know, a little bit for fun here and there, a few streams here and there, could be really good still. What is this seed, man? By the way, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to smash the like button. It's the best way you can support the content for free. Even if you're not watching on YouTube, actually, even if you're watching on Twitch, if you head over to the YouTube channel, smash like, smash subscribe. Makes it more likely for my content to show up in the recommended feed. It does genuinely really help. Oh, it did? Thanks, Rainer. For me, I played PlanetSide 2 way too much back in the day. RuneScape level hours. Yeah. There's definitely lots of games that I feel like playing them a lot is essentially fine. I mean, I think in general, we're all better off trying to live a little bit more balanced lives, but there's definitely games that, most games I feel like there's no harm really being done, you know, it's fine. But I don't know, there's something about like, it's like a combination of the battle royale aspect of the high tension moments with the end games and stuff, and just a very competitive environment. That, I don't know, there's something going on there. I'm not gonna claim to know what, but I'm pretty sure some some psychological damage being done if you do it too much. I'm a very picky gamer, so I don't feel too bad about sinking lots of hours into certain games I do like. Me too. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, Still the Pain. I appreciate that, bud. By the way, guys, if you're interested in watching me stream some game development and watch me make my game live on stream, I recently rebranded my old Twitch channel to be about game dev. You can get a link to it if you do exclamation game dev in the chat. Pretty soon I'm just gonna get a Discord together, get a YouTube channel together, and start sharing more info about my game and making some game dev videos, doing some game jams, and ultimately get the Steam page up for the game. So if you want to stay up to date with my progress on my game, you're interested in the game right now, just following that Twitch channel is the only thing I really have set up for you to do so. But I used to play a lot of Unreal Tournament, Capture the Flag, and ended getting angry too. Yeah, there's something about it. It's definitely, as someone that struggles on almost a daily basis with anxiety and, you know, fairly regular panic attacks, that, you know, throughout my life, I'm always sort of oscillating between varying levels of how much of a challenge it is for me. It's basically always a thing. Playing something that adds to my anger, I feel like doesn't help. Why is this Black Forest so weird? It's like patchy. But yeah, on the topic of being picky, I feel like I'm super picky with games. And there's like, I don't know, there's lots of games that come out that I know that are like probably decent, even like good, but it's just like not enough anymore for me to pick it up. You know what I mean? I feel like I have a combination of really high standards of a game having to be absolutely amazing, and slash or just like looking for some very specific games that tickle a very specific interest, very specific urge, or just like a unique and an interesting way. Where, and a lot of the time when I'm trying to look for that type of thing, it's like I don't necessarily even care about all how amazing it necessarily is, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. It's just like doing this balance of like something that seems interesting, something that doesn't. And like, I don't know, like there's tons of games that I just think are like really cool that I absolutely love that I'll barely play. I might even only ever play a few hours of it or 10 hours of it or something, but I'm perfectly happy to do that, to just like sort of like jump between things I find like very cool and very interesting, like developers I want to support, games I want to support, games that I at least want to just get a taste of or see the art of or something like that. There's like a whole type of game for me like that. Okay, we've got a Vegetaseer here, where it's just like stuck games that I buy pretty regularly that I don't play a lot of. And then there's like certain types of games that I just know I'm guaranteed to sink tons of hours into it, that are usually very specific kinds of games for me. I feel like there's not a lot of innovation, but a lot of gamers are content to play rehashes of the same ideas, whereas I'm definitely not. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Definitely know what you mean. Well, gamers are certainly happy to play essentially rehashes of the same thing in general. A lot of gamers, even their standard of what innovation is still within a very predetermined template of a genre or something, right? Things could be about to get very weird, by the way, because we have like nothing. And I think we might as well just set sail considering how far away this elder is. I think like the innovation thing is kind of interesting because big business and AAA it's honestly been years now where it almost feels like they're basically done with innovation. There is a lot of innovation out there from indie devs. But it's so hard to find sometimes. And it's like innovation is just really like not rewarded that much. So oftentimes they're games that like no one's playing or talking about. And at the same time, you know, even within the indie game community, it's not necessarily, there's still like a lot of games that aren't innovative, right? I feel like this topic actually could make a really good video for my game development YouTube channel I want to start. Because I do think there's several measurable reasons for this. But there's really like two main things, which I think are actually mega interesting topics for a video. One is that obviously the core thing, what's going on with the lack of innovation in the gaming industry, just comes from the AAA, AA level, you know, big business video game industry avoiding risk. You know, innovation is risky essentially. They view games as just a simple business proposition. They're an investment, which video games are the worst investment ever. Anyone getting into business, invest in video games, it's like the dumbest thing. they're an art form. It's super risky as an investment. So that's why there's such a lack of it. But the other thing, obviously, that doesn't really explain why there can still be a lack of innovation from indie devs. Because most of the innovation that does happen in the industry ends up originating from indie devs or modders in some shape or form. The video that I made about AAA a while ago kind of, I feel like, does explain a lot of what I'm talking about in this respect. But there is a fundamental thing that gets taught to aspiring game designers from educators and just from people online, where people are essentially being taught to stand on the shoulders of giants, to not make games too unique, because if it's so unique and so innovative, it may be almost imperceivable as a game. It sounds like I'm making it up, but it is a real thing where people are actually being taught this. And to some extent, I do understand what the point is, because there's many ways that when you start out trying to learn how to make games and you start making them, there's many ways your games are shit, because they are shit. Like, no one can just start doing it and be good right away. That's delusional, right? Nothing in the world works like that. You can't be like, oh, I want to be LeBron James one day and pick up a basketball and just be like LeBron James. Everyone's shit when they start out, right? So, like, there's several ways games by new devs are bad. And I don't mean, like, stuff that you guys see and play. I just mean, like, when people are learning, you know? Like, so many games get made and aren't commercial products because people are just learning. One of the ways they can be bad is being sort of incoherent nonsense. So it sort of makes sense, in a way, to tell people to sort of like stick to certain genres and just slightly iterate and stuff like that. but at the same time, it's sapping all of people's potential creativity out of them. Like, you could be teaching the next John Carmack, you know, like the next, you know, Notch or Jonathan Blow or whatever, famous, what's he called, Tim Kaine or whatever. Any famous game developer, Kojima, you know, the next game design genius, you could be totally squandering that person's potential by telling them to reduce their creativity essentially in order to fit some kind of mold that essentially just makes for easier games to develop. Did I never split? Well, that split's a mess. I didn't split Freak Beer. Have you looked at the Forever Winter? I actually haven't. What's that game about? Like, sticking to certain conventions in game design, right? Whether it's like leveling up or crafting or skill trees or whatever. Sometimes conventions are useful and good and productive. But you're not a good game designer if you're not capable of, you know, turning whatever super creative idea that may at first seem somewhat incoherent and messy, if you can't figure out how to weave that into some coherent experience, then I just feel like, I don't know. Some ideas are dead in the water, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like, how are you a good game designer if all you do is stick to convention all the time? And not everything has to be radical. Like, if every designer was like, it was just trying to do some totally radical revolution to game design, so many games would be dog shit. But a big reason for the lack of innovation in the industry is just how new designers are not really being taught to take risks with their design ideas. PvE extraction shooter type where you play basically not the hero. Oh, that actually sounds like something I might really like. I do like, in general, extraction shooters as a genre. I do think it is one of the parts of the industry with some innovation going on. Now we've just got terrible wind direction. You guys are gonna have me adding so many games to my Steam wish list after the stream today. I love it. Dude, I don't know. We're doing runs obviously, but The main purpose is to be practicing runs and then wanting to practice my bone mass strats. Because I'm trying some new stuff. But RNGsus just doesn't want it to get to bone mass today. I mean, this is fucking terrible. What can you say about this so far, chat? It's just not looking good, is it? I mean, obviously we don't have a swamp key, but if we saw some towers or something, it could still be worth going and checking for bone mass runes. Well, the other thing, other than the Elder being far away, is actually the fact that the wind's blowing in the absolute opposite direction the entire time. But yeah, those are the two things, really. We are close enough to be able to see towers on this swamp, so keep wanting to press middle mouse to zoom in when playing DayZ. I mean, large swamp's not really that good if we don't have a key yet. Might have asked before, but I've completely forgotten. If so, what does the New Game Plus category option on Speedrun for Valheim mean? New Game Plus just means doing a run with a pre-existing character, and you can take any character with any inventory of items with you. So kind of like the New Game Plus option is what tons of single player games. That's the idea. Like when you beat a Dark Souls game, the new game plus option comes up, right? You just take the same character in. That's the idea. I think it was actually me that called it that initially. Because when I submitted the first run to speedrun.com, it was a new game plus run. Because that was my first idea of like, you know, how Valheim could be beaten in a reasonable amount of time, basically. And there's quite a lot of articles back then written about it. Because we were beating the game in, you know, what was at the time a really short amount of time. Dude, I remember grinding for sub 5 new game plus runs. When there was 5 bosses. And then by the end of 5 bosses being a thing, you know, that was sub 5 anyway. So as no one has submitted anything since Fast 5, just too easy or not interesting to do. I mean, no, runs aren't really being submitted in any category. It's just that there really is just not a lot of people taking Valheim speedrunning that seriously. Yeah, that's it really. The most runners, well, I mean, yeah. We also have a lot of categories as well, so things are pretty spread out. But there just ultimately is not a lot of people speedrunning Valheim. You know, seriously. There seems to be people out there that don't understand the world of speedrunning. That I guess I think some genuinely don't even know speedrun.com even exists. That are sort of like claiming to be runners but aren't participating in the speedrun.com stuff. Which is fine. You're always going to get that, but you know, I just think, I don't know, maybe makes it a little confusing to viewers. Because I think there's probably people out there that people consider to be speedrunners that sort of, you know, they're not even playing by any particular rule set, you know what I mean? You follow a few people doing set seed runs? Who do you follow that does set seed runs? I'm happy to hear that anyone's speedrunning Valheim. Yeah, this boat is going to get destroyed by this leech. Oh, maybe I should have done the opposite. Ah, fuck it. This is just dog shit. Let's try again. Hopefully we get a better seed. RNGsus actually submitted, right? I don't know if the other guy did. Don't remember. I'll check the boards in ages. They both did. Okay. Well, that's good. They're interested in set seed. I've not seen the runs, but hopefully they're trying to further, you know, contribute to the community by trying to figure out new strats and get that time down. Because yeah, we just need a lot of innovation. It's asking a lot from a small group of people to really be optimizing the run, but obviously it would be great if we get there. What's up, Shoes though? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing good, bud. Been lurking for a while already. Nice. Appreciate that. Frick, it's Nick. Good luck, dude. Thanks, Tony. You know what's funny is that today, on today's stream, on several occasions, I have almost spoke to you guys referencing, oh, we got Crypt right away, referencing a video that I'm currently working on that I was recording and editing dialogue for yesterday or over the last couple of days. And so I keep thinking that you guys have already heard that dialogue, even though you haven't. Because, like, some of these topics I talk about a little bit about in the video. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away, obviously. But just to I guess tease it a little bit. Yeah, it's not going to be the most epic video or anything, but my next Valheim video is about Valheim 1.0. And some cool news we have about it and some of my thoughts about it. Heard you mention another channel you started for game development. What's the channel name? Currently, it is a Twitch channel. It's owlface_games. There's a link to it in the description. It's just called like Twitch Game Dev or something like that. Or you can get a link to it if you do exclamation Game Dev in the chat. I will probably rename one of my old YouTube channels to be the same thing on YouTube, but I've not set that up yet. But yeah, if you're interested in game development, the best thing you can do is follow that Twitch channel. If you don't use Twitch, if you just join the Discord, I will post all about it eventually. This is kind of going to be scuffed because I don't really... have mats. All right, we got there in the end. Trophy, please. Okay, unlucky. Did you guys mention... Oh, sorry, I read that comment already. You guys think we can expect bug with release Pokemon on Tuesday? It definitely could be Tuesday. It's pretty likely. But I have a sneaking suspicion it might end up being the week after. Purely because it seems like some of the Valheim devs have been on holiday. Almost like they're taking a bit of a break since putting it to the public text branch. Which I can see why they would actually do that. They almost always do things on a Tuesday. Unless it gets pushed to like a Thursday. Because a lot of companies do things on Tuesdays because they don't want to just release an update right before the weekend and then just not work for 2 days and go home and not be able to address any emergencies. And, you know, doing it on a Tuesday gives them a little time to prepare releasing a patch on a Monday. Because you know, that there's a lot of like random like busy work you can do before preparing for a patch to make sure everything's, you know, tip top. But it actually makes sense for people to take a break, like for developers to take a break after putting something on the public test branch, because it makes a lot more sense to just cast a wide net and have everybody play the public test branch and collect a ton of bugs and fixes that need to happen over, you know, a few weeks, let's say, or a couple of weeks or several days or whatever, but, you know, a longer period of time basically, and then just fix them all at once, do a patch, and then rinse and repeat that once or twice before going live, instead of frantically trying to fix every bug when it pops up, because that's just going to become very inefficient, because, you know, you could end up wasting a lot of time essentially. So I can see, now I'm just talking about game development in general and my experience doing game development right now. I'm completely speculating about the way Iron Gate do business because I don't actually know. But when I see images of developers on vacation shortly after putting stuff into public test branch, I sort of have a sneaking suspicion that that's the strategy, because that's kind of what I would probably do. Maybe not exactly, but it makes sense to me, you know? We needed that. Bit of a weird there spawn. Looks like we've got a ball stone now. Okay. Could easily die to that stuff. A lot of ball. There's at least 1 2-star. But yeah, I probably will make at least one more video about the Bog Witch update that will come out around the time the update actually goes live for everybody. But before the update actually went to test branch, before I made my last video, I was thinking like, oh, I'll make tons of videos about it. And then I was kind of thinking like, I already made, what, like 4 or 5 videos about this update before it even came out, doing news coverage of it. And then, honestly, I kind of feel like I covered almost everything in the video that I did make, because I purposefully didn't rush to get it out the same day. I purposely took extra time so I could explain it a little bit more. And it just felt like, even though for the algorithm and like I would earn more money if I just smashed a dozen videos about every last topic about this out, I just don't want to feel like I'm repeating myself and talking about the same thing over and over and over again. So maybe I'll make another video where I do repeat myself a little bit, where I go a little bit more in depth, because there is a level of detail I didn't go into and a few little things that I didn't mention in the last video. So sort of does make sense to do another one, because obviously a few things will have been changed as well since my last one. Like, other than that, like, I don't know if I will. I might make some guides about some specific things here and there, but I don't know. I kind of decided I already did a lot of Bog Witch coverage. Don't want to spam people too much with it. We still have no trophies though. Oh, someone asked about Enshrouded earlier. Don't remember how long ago that was now. Have you thought of any more Enshrouded content? Honestly, with Enshrouded, what basically happened was I was so hyped about the game before it came out, and I really thought it was going to catch on, and then the game just didn't. Basically all my content about the game did dog shit, and like I would basically just go broke and not be able to pay my bills if I continued to focus on Enshrouded. And so I just went back to doing Valheim stuff more. And after a while of just not playing Enshrouded because I wasn't working on content for it, I just sort of lost interest. But I might pick it up at some point, maybe for a stream, or you know, if there's like a big update or 1.0 or something, the game has a spike in popularity again, maybe we could try doing content about it again. But I've got no immediate plans, and at the minute just sort of like not super interested in it. I gotta say, like, part of it was definitely like my videos I made about it just did shit. And the other, there was a part of like the demo was so good and I was so hyped about the game when the demo came out. I even made a video, right? Like, I played the next Valheim, and I really believed that at the time. When the full game came out, I don't know what it was, but it just... Even though I do think it is good, potentially really good, it didn't meet my expectations. It was just like, it was a little underwhelming, ultimately. Because my whole thing, if people like remember when I made the video about it, like my whole thing was like, if this demo is essentially just a teaser and not like the main course of the game, this game could be incredible, like one of the best survival games ever. And even though there was like a lot of stuff that was good, it still somehow or another felt like there wasn't quite enough more to it, if that makes sense. But, you know, oh my God, what is going on here? It's one of them games that I do think one day, after several updates, it still might become the game we all thought it was going to be. It really still could. For sure. And Shrouded had everything to be an amazing game, but I feel like it has too much and then empty. Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? It's like, I don't know. It is good. It's definitely not a bad game. But I've never played a game like it in years where it feels like almost jam-packed with features to the point of like maybe being too much while simultaneously feeling empty. Depending on what you're doing exactly. It's, yeah. But obviously it's not done, you know? So we'll see. I definitely think they're onto something. I liked exploring Enshrouded, but I can't imagine playing it again. Doesn't really feel fresh to restart it. I do think that is an issue with it not being procedurally generated. And I understand that lots of people don't like procedural generation, and I get why. And pre-made levels can be way better. But it just, I don't know, it's ultimately, it's just like a little undercooked. But yeah, I would agree with that. What's interesting about Iron Gate content-wise is that they always had such a long pre-decided list of big updates for the future we've known for several years about things to come. That is an amazing sign. And is actually a topic of another video about game development I actually want to make one day when I start this game dev channel. Because it's, I think, maybe the biggest hurdle for people getting into game development. And I mean like within their first few years of game development, or maybe even the first, I don't know, decade. I don't know. One of the biggest problems surrounds that, because Iron Gate having this sort of pre-decided list is a sign that someone, I assume probably Richard, right? Isn't he the original guy? Really worked hard on the design. Because, oh my God, we're not getting trophies. What is this? This problem that I'm talking about is this sort of idea of game development just being this kind of like iterative process of you make any old bollocks and then you just sort of like remake it and remake it and remake it and remake it until it's something good. And you know, the game design is, you know, all you need is like a really good game design document. But I don't agree with any of that. I like, game development should be iterative to a certain extent, of course, but there is an aspect of game development that is so hard to communicate to people that are new to it. And I was even trying to explain this when I was doing my game development stream the other day, because there was someone in there that was new to game development, but it's just hard to get across the message, and it is unfortunately something that a lot of people are just not going to want to hear. But basically, when you make a game and ship it from start to finish, like it's finished 1.0, right? You release it, people play it, there's problems, you fix it, and you go through that process many times over. I forget how many times I've exactly been through that, but it's about 10 or something like that over the years. And I've done game development for about a decade, right? You gain this knowledge that is impossible to have before going in. That, like, you kind of don't know what your game really is until it's finished. There's like, games are a lot more than just a sum of the parts. They're this experiential thing. You don't just watch or read a game, right? You experience it. And like, it's more than a sum of its parts in the way that it's not just like, I did this and I did that. It's also about like the way you felt while you were doing it, the emotions it gave you, how you emotionally reacted to it. And if you just try and write like game design documentation and then just like get cracking making the game, for all you know, you could be like, I imagine making a game, like making a sculpture out of a block of stone, right? And you're just like looking at a big block of stone on a pallet. And as you're figuring out the game design and making the game, right, you are chipping away here and there to create a face, the arms, the legs, right? What happens without the wherewithal of understanding that it's more than a sum of its parts is like, as you're chipping away, you know, you're thinking you're adding like an eyeball, but really, this is a terrible RNG, but really, you're like cutting off its nose. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to miss what was special about this particular idea, or to make something that is the sum of its parts and it not be totally devoid of all emotion and feeling, it ultimately just be like hollow. And so you can avoid a lot of this stuff by making mega detailed game design assets, essentially, like more than documentation, like entire wikis, diagrams, sketches, whatever. I like to use Obsidian to essentially create, you know, a whole database / wiki of notes full of sketches and stuff, and you know, and prototyped during the design phase, so that you have this sort of understanding of like what's possible on a technical standpoint. And you can remedy a lot of the problems that I was discussing, not all of them, but you can remedy a lot by going into detail about the game design with an understanding that it is important. The small details are important. And just, yeah. Imagine something like Valheim, right? Where the player is going to be conceivably playing it for hundreds of hours. Imagine somebody sitting down when Valheim doesn't exist and trying to think of absolutely every last scenario the player may encounter. And essentially just write any, essays, bullet points, diagrams, whatever it is. Just get it all, everything that is in your head out there and try and sort of refine the design, try and sculpt this block of stone before you even get started, So you're essentially creating more of a mold. And that's what I suspect probably happened with Valheim, just by the amount of things that were on that initial list that we're still getting now, which is a really good sign, because that's a sign that someone there is a veteran, which he was, right? He worked at like EA and a bunch of companies, right? I think the guy's name is Richard, right? The original guy behind Valheim. Like, you can tell. But anyway, all of the ways that leads you to a scenario where you can't necessarily get it perfect, right? You can't necessarily know and calculate everything about your game before making it. Well, for all the remainder of the things, that's where the iteration does come in. But there are a lot of people, maybe even most people, that got into game development within the last decade that see the process of game development as basically just being, you create like a 1 to 3 page game design document and then just get going making it. And you make the game basically from start to finish, regardless of how shit it is, and then just go over the 5.2 code, make it better, make it better, make it better, make it better, and just kind of like keep going over it. And like, that is not terrible. But it'd be better if you did everything I just explained instead, and then you use that process of iteration to address all of the ways that your initial ideas weren't perfect and all of the things that you didn't think of. And then there's no problem with going back to the drawing board and just being like, okay, now let's do super detailed design about something else, even though we're partway through development. Now, for me, I'm just one guy. So that means stopping programming and sitting down and writing. But, when a game's made by several people, all of this can happen simultaneously, which does seem to be what's going on at Iron Gate, which is, I do have massive respect for how they appear to be doing things, and a lot of it's speculation. Well, that's the vibe I get. The vibe I get is that they generally do things right. I've been yapping for so long that I need to catch up on the chat, especially after playing Valheim, where RNG makes it unique every time. Oh yeah, we're talking about Enshrouded. Exactly. It's, for a long time, people hated on randomly generated games, and I guess a few people still kind of do. But developers are also constantly getting better at making randomly generated games. I, for one, I'm super passionate about making. That's all I've really focused on is random generation. Yeah, people are just getting better and better at it, right? And so now there's like a number of games that do random generation like so good that if the level design rather is like not the best thing ever, some games with random generation can kind of show them up in some scenarios. And I think to some extent that's what was going on with Enshrouded. By playing it after playing Valheim, it's just kind of like, did feel short a little bit. The combat was better though. I do feel that way. In their case, it was mostly about updating placeholders for new biomes and then smaller updates in between. Yeah. Still, for me, it made it all more interesting and fun to follow. Yeah, that's cool. I agree with that. Have I turned up the graphics? Yeah. We got a new PC when Ashlands came out. Because my PC died. So I now play with higher graphics. Because I can no longer really... It doesn't make a difference anymore. Performance-wise. I don't notice the difference when I'm playing the game. Whereas before I did. Like, everything just felt a bit shitter, a bit less responsive when I cranked the graphics up on my older PC. So I didn't see the point in ever turning it up because I always want to try and play my best when I'm doing speedruns, right? But since I got the new computer and stuff and things have been optimized, I haven't really felt that it's an issue. Isn't it easier to see objects in the terrain when speedrunning? That is one graphic setting in particular, which is vegetation. And they changed it. This is actually the lowest vegetation setting now. So I actually am still playing on the lowest vegetation setting. But they just changed it so that the lowest vegetation still includes some vegetation now. And yes, I do wish the old vegetation setting was still a thing. Because it does make it easier. Do you use those graphics options that can help boost FPS? I was surprised. Wait, which ones? Don't know what you mean. Oh, the command line options. I used to. I used to do something like that. It's a long time ago though. I don't do anything like that anymore because it just the game like runs perfect for me, no matter what the settings are on. The only settings that, like, if I have a setting turned down or turned off, it's just like I either just straight up don't like how it looks, regardless, or it, you know, worsens vision in an unnecessary way. The Streamlabs is so dumb. Everything is a link apparently. I can't believe that scared that deer. That's super fucking annoying. Bro, I just noticed, by the way, I keep forgetting to do this lately, but we're actually at the 3-hour point of the stream. All the long-time viewers know what that means. It is time to remind you guys all of the ways that you can support the content and help keep my dream alive of being able to continue to make content for a living for you guys. So, the number one best way you can support the content and help keep the dream alive is by subscribing to the Patreon at patreon.com/NickRawcliffe. Patreon allows you to do a monthly donation, sort of like a Twitch sub, except you can do it for any amount that you want, even as little as $1. And how it works is, for example, if you would subscribe at the $1 level right now, you'll donate $1 to me right now. Then you'll be donating $1 a month on the first of every month until you cancel your subscription, and you can cancel it at any time. Anyone that becomes a patron also gets invited to join 2 private Valheim servers that I pay for, and they run 24/7, and you get to play on there whenever you want with the rest of the community. And you'll also get invited to play Valheim with me live on stream when we do server streams. There is a link in the description to the Patreon, or you can do !Patreon in the chat for the link, and it's also the pinned message at the top of the chat. The second best way you can support the content financially is just by doing regular PayPal or credit card donations via the Streamlabs link. You can do !donate in the chat for the link to that. There's a link in the description to that as well. And that is just a little bit better because basically I just get the money instantaneously and they take like a smaller cut. So your money will just go a little bit further than like Twitch and YouTube stuff. And yeah, lastly, speaking of Twitch and YouTube, you can also support the content by subscribing to the Twitch channel and getting some emotes, or becoming a YouTube member where you get some emotes and also access to occasional behind the scenes content that's exclusive to members. We do like random stuff where I'll do like a random sort of vlog style video or a random stream, or one time I just like made a video of me replying to like all comments and stuff like that, showing you what it's like behind the scenes, or I'll show how I did a certain effect in a video. I just do like totally just random behind the scenes content for members over there. And yeah, don't forget that even if you want to support but you can't help financially, that is absolutely fine. No one is compelled to support financially. You can help me out massively for free just by going to the YouTube stream, smashing like, smashing subscribe. That really helps. You know, my YouTube is my primary source of income, so anything you can help with the algorithm, just smashing likes, leaving comments, subscribing really helps. Yeah, I do stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, if you didn't know. So if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, just check the description if you'd rather watch elsewhere. And don't forget to join the Discord. It's the number one best way to make sure you don't miss any live streams or videos. So link in the description, link in the explanation Discord for the invite to that. And yeah, there usually I sort of, you'll get a notification when I go live and stuff. I will do occasionally post little updates there, let you guys know what I want to. So if you're always curious about how not to miss a live stream, Discord is best for that. What? It's a ninja. Bro, we are not getting to Bowmass tonight. Just haven't gotten the RNG to it to get there. So I guess we'll be doing the same thing tomorrow because I do want to test those new strats. Trophy, please. Dude, what am I on? I've just been yapping. I didn't even click the Bedfassia. Yeah, it probably is that. Companies just do some really dumb shit when it comes to that kind of stuff. You guys heard, I don't know if you like listen to or watch or are interested in any like level of like cybersecurity stuff, but have you guys heard about all of the scams and like dodgy hacks and stuff that are going on Discord? Because Discord basically made it so that you can do like markdown or whatever in a Discord DM so that you can actually, you know, make a link look like it says anything, but it actually linked to something else. Have you guys heard about this? I follow a few cybersecurity guys and they've been talking about this on and off for such a long time. So basically it's possible to send someone a DM, and I think it's markdown basically that they've allowed to do in the DMs. So that means you can just like customize what a link looks like. You can just write any text in and that'll just be what the link says, even though it could be linking to something completely different. And so people will literally just like whatever, you know, link to Google or whatever, and it'll just be really linked to some scam. And it has led to a gigantic spike in scams in Discord, like gigantic. And apparently Discord actually have a entire private sort of test build and test servers where they invite certain creators and certain people that are knowledgeable about cybersecurity to sort of test things before they go live, way before they go live. And tons of cybersecurity experts, including people like the Primogen and Pirate Software, but people, you know, other people that are, you know, current professionals and are not, you know, content creators necessarily as well. And everyone basically told them before it went live, like, do not do this. This is a massive risk. Like, people are going to get scammed, and they just did it anyway. And yeah, and what do you know? Exactly what they said would happen happened. Why am I in the Black Forest right now? This has become so scuffed. Right, let's try one more time. Don't know why, it's just weird RNG. I may even pee real quick. I'll answer this question in chat and I'll pee and then we'll try again. Yeah, we've had some bad RNG since the first one. It's a shame that the first one just like, we just kept getting rooms filled with archers. Hey, I'm curious what mistake situations before the first boss would make you reset a speedrun, asking out of curiosity. Honestly, before the first boss, all I really care about is time. It's super easy to get sort of sub 15 minutes, sub 10 minutes on the first boss. So if we're getting more time than that, then you might as well just reset, because if it's going to take longer, you can really consistently do the first boss in around 10 minutes. So as soon as you get into around 15 minutes and you're nowhere near someone in the boss, you can just do another run and kill him in just the same amount of time as it's going to take you to do it on that specific seed. So you might as well just do it and save the 10 minutes. But other than that, I don't really care what goes wrong, as long as it is around 10, certainly less than 15 minutes. I'll go over 10 minutes sometimes if I'm feeling it, but if it starts to get to 15 plus minutes for the first boss, I'm probably gonna reset, unless I'm stacked with mats or something useful. I'm just gonna pee real quick and then we'll go again. Okay. Here we go again. Interesting that the YouTube viewership's like way down today. With the Twitch viewerships. Normal. Like what we usually get. Sometimes the algorithm just says no. Man, even after 600 hours in this game, I'm still amazed by the sun rays. It looks so great. Creates such a cool atmosphere. Yeah, it is a really great looking game for, you know, something that's really low poly. I actually... Excuse me, you can't see me on camera because my camera's shit the bed before the stream. So you can't tell I'm actually drinking water right now. So give me a sec. The Valheim art style is a really underappreciated aspect of the game, in my opinion, because in some ways, you know, the Valheim community does generally love how it looks, right? The art style, we love how it looks. And in some ways, it can be a little overstated. You know, it's not necessarily the greatest art style ever, but I mean, there's better looking games, but that's a very difficult conversation to have because it's largely subjective. But the art style is genius, though. When you compare it, I think this is a good comparison to Enshrouded that we were talking about earlier. There were people that felt that Enshrouded graphics were better, right? Just because objectively they're sort of like more realistic. But I don't know if any of you guys remember, but in the video I made about Enshrouded, the main one that I made, that was sort of the review of the demo. This is the better looking seed. I was saying that whilst I think the graphics are good, particularly when you get used to them, I do think it may be a potential downfall of the game, because even though it does look good, it's sort of like weirdly generic and almost like a little goofy. And Valheim, the graphics are sort of iconic. There's not a game that looks quite like it. It stands out. Oh shit, I didn't press the right... Whatever. I'll just start the timer now. If they ever needed to submit this, I could add on the seconds there. Yeah. Valheim is immediately identifiable from a single screenshot in a way that Enshrouded kind of isn't, you know? And that is a sign of real talent from an artist who decided that Valheim should look the way it does, whoever that was. Because people do really take stuff like that for granted. Like, I've, over the years, seen so many people in this chat not like the way Valheim looks and think the game looks sort of bad in various ways. I don't understand what they mean, even though I think it looks great. But people really underestimate just how hard it is to create a unique, sort of iconic, instantly distinguishable art style that is like a cohesive thing throughout all the assets. And they do a very good job at that. In fact, I would love to have a conversation with whoever it is at Iron Gate that helps keep all of the art, you know, within the sort of Valheim style, because it is done very well. And in the world of video games, like if you're trying to make a game that's like successful, it's a lot more important for the game to visually stand out than people realize. It may even be more important than anything else. It's the same reason why Minecraft is kind of genius graphically as well, by the way. Less deliberately, because of course Notch wasn't really an artist when he was starting out, before there was other people working on it, but it's still very wise to make the decisions he did for it to look the way it did, because immediately identifiable, stands out massively. There's obviously a little more artistry to the Valheim art style, but still works. Lots of games fall by the wayside just because they look like everything else, even though it could be the best game ever. It's pixelated, but still with a lot of detail. True. Quick hello from Madeira? Holiday. Nice. Hope you're having a nice time, Alex. Thanks for stopping by. Madeira? Is that how you say it? Don't know where that is. Well, I hope you're having a lovely time, though. Appreciate you checking in. Fuck. I'm just playing shit now. This is the thing is, this is what happens when you get so much bad RNG that you have to do like lots of resets. Eventually, I feel like my brain just turns to mush. Alright, it's still mega early days. For 3 minutes, just fucking can come back from that. Still more than salvageable. Trophy, please. Ah, fuck. It's actually one of the reasons why I've gone with a Game Boy in style, like a Game Boy Color inspired art style for my game. Because I'm not the most talented pixel artist, and I'm making this game on my own. But I realized by how well received my Pirate Software Game Jam game was, that I was capable of doing a Game Boy Color style art style to quite a high standard, even though it's very, very simplistic. So even though it's a PC game, I go with that style because it will, like, you don't see a lot of gamers done in that style, and it's something that I know I can do well and make, you know, make it stand out. And, you know, so it's something being that sort of pixely, maybe off-putting to some, but you're better off-putting some people than you are just blending into all the other generic pixel art games. Here, a deer over here. There he is. Let's regen a little bit. A little bit too much open ground here. Awesome. Not awesome. Awesome. trophy, please. Nice. So I don't know how many more attempts I've got in me. My brain is like turning into mush after I see a certain amount of seeds for whatever reason. But if we do end up wrapping up pretty soon, or soon-ish, I don't know how soon exactly, we could extend the stream by me just playing something else. I've been thinking about trying. I've been talking about this a lot recently, just like trying something a little different by actually changing to a different game partway through the stream. Because for the longest time, because I stream on YouTube and my VODs do decently viewership wise, they kind of function as a video, right? So I was trying to avoid playing different games during the stream because I wanted the VOD to still work as a video. But I think I'm going to start experimenting with changes to different games just to see how it goes. So if I do decide that my brain's too melted for seeing too many seeds, you guys up for watching me play some Hunt Showdown for a little bit? A few rounds or something, just to prolong the stream a little bit so we don't have to say goodbye so soon. There is a really awesome Hunt Showdown Halloween event at the minute. Any thoughts of a trophy hunt? Oh, you mean like the competitions? I don't really have mega strong opinions about the trophy hunt thing. I haven't yet felt compelled to try one, but it does randomly cross my mind that it might be something fun. Maybe, I don't know. No plans on doing it, but definitely possible that if it gets to a point where I feel like I need to stream, but I don't feel like doing speedrun stuff, I may decide to do that instead. So no immediate plans, but definitely never say never. Oh my god! Fucking RNGsus has totally forsaken us, I swear. I didn't want to do the dodge roll because I was trying to conserve stamina. Because you need it to place bonfires, campfires rather. Already. It's annoying. I was initially saying that I could do some speedrun some other games in in one stream, wasn't I? But like I said, I don't even know if I'm set up to speedrun other games right now on this new PC. Don't know what, because like the Resident Evil games that I use auto split. Like you have to use an auto splitter for the run to be valid. Which I wish every game was like that. But not every game has an auto splitter. Okay. Time-wise, it's not too bad, actually. Even though it was pretty scuffed. Actually, kind of a good time, considering. That we got the slide glitch, so we didn't get fastest possible fight. Let me actually check something real quick. Oh. Yeah, I don't think I'm set up to speedrun basically anything else. I need to set up all my other speed games on this PC because I need to down patch my Elden Ring, which is a pain in the arse. In fact, I wonder if I could, if it's still on my other computer, I might have to copy it over even. And yeah, I need to like download the specific modded version of Resident Evil 2 and get Resident Evil 3 working. Get the auto splitters set up. Been too long, I guess. Does anyone else like try and play some spooky games or maybe some kind of old school horror games or something around Halloween? Oh, interesting. Is that tower of a Vedvasir on it? It doesn't look like it, does it? Phasmophobia with friends? Hell yeah. That's a really good one. I generally like to replay like a old Resident Evil game or something. In fact, you know what is one of my favorite games of all time, but actually has very few runners that would be really cool to start running and help the community in any way? The original Silent Hill. Believe it or not, it does not have a lot of runners at all. Most games are actually in a similar position to Valheim, you know. There is like a weird sort of perception of the world of speedrunning. Much smaller than you think. There's a handful of games that have a shit ton of runners. But even so, like, pretty small amount of humans that decide to do speedrunning. I guess probably because it is ultimately more difficult than it looks. Let's maybe do some cooking or something. I'm at low health right now. Don't game very often, to be fair, and I don't think I've ever really played a horror game per se. You see, I feel like I grew up at a time where playing some of the greatest games around just meant you were going to play horror. Growing up in the 90s and not playing Silent Hill games, not playing Resident Evil games, or even like super bizarre shit like Kudelka and stuff like that. It was like a horror RPG. There's like such a trend of crazy horror games that went well into the 2000s as well. That really dwarfs anything that resembles a horror game nowadays. For the most part, there are obviously exceptions, but those horror games seem like a bit of a meme compared to like Silent Hill 1, for example. What? This dungeon is like just bad. There's like lots of archers, no Vedvasir rooms. This is like just dumb. This is so bad, dude. Well, RNGsus is just saying no. Is there anyone here, by the way, that actually watched my game dev stream the other day that we did on Twitch, on the Owlface Games channel? Is there anyone currently in the chat that actually watched that or not? She did have okay viewership in the end, actually, thanks to the raid that we got. But obviously, could just be totally separate audience at this point because it was a different channel. Yeah? Yeah, I basically just renamed one of my old alt channel to be basically like my GitHub username. So I've rebranded it to be for game dev. I only did one stream the other day. If you do exclamation game dev, get a link to it in the chat. One sec. Well, anyway. Oh, you watch my channels on YouTube. Oh, nice. Game dev and coding streamers, pretty much 90% of what I watch on Twitch. Yeah, that's awesome. I watch a lot of stuff like that as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna get the link and then kind of spam it in the chat. So if you're interested in learning about game development, so learning how to make games, or just seeing the progress of me making my game, or maybe you just want to see some sneak peeks of what my game is going to be like, I will be just randomly streaming. I'm not sure how regularly I'm going to be able to do it, but if I stream working on my game or doing a game jam in the future, I'm going to do it on that Twitch channel. And I haven't got around to making it yet, but I am going to also create a different YouTube. I'll probably just rebrand the Nick Brockcliffe Plays one to be Owlface Games as well. And I'll probably even create a separate Discord. But at the minute, yeah, if you want to stay up to date and stuff to do game dev for me, either just join my Discord or follow that channel. But anyway, to anyone that's actually interested, I don't know if you guys remember what we were actually working on that stream. But I was working on a procedural world generation system. And basically, I was explaining that I was using Rust to generate world data, and then basically then in Game Maker use that data that was generated by Rust to create a game world. And I was explaining that I'm basically was generating data for 1 million tiles for a world that's 1 million tiles big. and that Game Maker didn't like me loading the level data and posting a million tiles at once. So I was figuring out just dynamically loaded them in as you explored the world instead. But I actually managed to figure out doing it all at once. And I also figured out how to embed basically an compiled Rust program into a Game Maker game. So that when you launch the game now, it actually, like in the background on the command line, will launch a Rust program that generates the world data for a new world in the background. So there's no loading. So check. So yeah. Anyone that's curious, I'm going to do a tiny demo. All right, so this is a test room, right? So this, like, if I load a world, boom, instant million tile world. So yeah, we're way ahead of where we were from that stream last week. Epic progress. It's like everything that just happened from loading the game is like a Rust program actually generates oh, sorry, this keyboard's not quite maps the same. What is going on with this keyboard? This keyboard, man. Yeah, so basically there's like some Rust code in the project, right? For now, it's just nothing special because it's kind of a placeholder to test it in theory, but it's basically just this simple script. This is compiled into a program, and it generates a file that looks like this. It's literally just a text file. And so what's going on when you launch the game is an exe file is being launched in the background. Like literally just the second you see the game load there, it's launched an exe file that contains that Rust code that's generated that text file. And then when we press spacebar, it just goes to a world that is basically reading the data that was generated by the text file and converting it to a tile map in Game Maker. And again, this is a million tiles. You know? So yeah, at some point, I'm going to start doing some experiments to see how big we can go, because currently that works pretty fucking amazingly. I'm super happy about it. So anyway, I just wanted to share that for anyone that was curious. Probably go, well, who knows what we'll be doing next time we do a game dev stream. But anyway, I think I'm going to call it there for the Valheim speedrun stuff. Yeah, I really wanted to get to bone mass and test out the bone mass strats, but I guess we're just, by this point, you know, 4 hours into the stream, it's like 10 o'clock. Getting a bit long in the tooth now. So I'm just going to call it and go eat some food, do some work on my game. And we'll do the same thing tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll do another Valheim speedrun stream, and hopefully we'll try and make it to bone mass so we can test out the new bone mass strats that were working on last time, at the very least. And who knows, if the Bone Mass strat testing goes super good, we might be able to carry on a run beyond that. But, you know, we're not putting a ton of time into figuring out new speedrun stuff at the minute, so it's pretty slow progress of just like working on the optimizations here and there. But I'm definitely confident it's worth spending a bit of time doing what we're doing, the Bone Mass stuff, because there's definitely big time save potential with it. So I'll be back tomorrow with some more Valheim speedrun stuff. Maybe we'll play some more games as well. But yeah, for now, I'm going to call it. So thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to leave a like. Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sorry, I was just turning the timer off. Thanks for the look. I appreciate that, Acid. Hope you're doing good, bud. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Valheim stream. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one. Bye. Thanks, Terrier. Thanks, Yusto. Night, guys. Bye.